Sorry, let's try this again. Good morning! That's more like it. Welcome to MESH. I'm Stuart McDonald. I'm completely and totally thrilled on behalf of my fellow MESH organizers to welcome all of you here today to talk about what's next online. It's the first time that an event like this has happened in Toronto. We think it was darn high time that it happened. The story behind this is sort of funny. And it's really hard to believe when you think about it now that it was about 9 weeks ago that 5 of us, over the proverbial cleansing ale, were sitting there sort of lamenting the fact that there were all these very cool things going on, talking about the impact of next generation technology, open source stuff, collaboration, dialogue, conversation, all these really cool things going on, and really no credible place in the Toronto area anyway to talk about them, and to sort of start to highlight some of that cool stuff that's going on. And it was one of these sort of epiphany moments where we're sitting there, and it's like, something must be done. And so, 9 weeks later, it's been done, so welcome. We've been completely and totally blown away by the support that we've gotten, not just from sponsors, we're going to talk a little bit about that, but the talent of people that have put themselves forward to come and talk with us today, and tomorrow as well. We have people who have come from all over North America who are thought leaders in what's next, who are going to share their thoughts and be a part of a conversation with us. One thing I want to make really, really clear is that it is our sincere hope that this is not your typical we stand here and talk and you listen conference. We really don't want that to be the case. We want it to be a two-way conversation. We want everybody to feel like they can participate and actually do participate to the extent that you're comfortable doing so. And whether or not this comes off that way has more to do with you than it has to do with us. What we've done is we've set the stage, we've brought the people together, we've sort of made the opportunity happen, and now the meshing, the actual connection, the discussion, and the thought, and hopefully the relationships that are going to live well beyond these next few days is going to be as a result of what everybody in this room does. The interactions, the connections, the inspiration. I want you to think of yourself as a participant, not an attendee. And so if you put that sort of a hat on, I think you're going to find that the way that you are able to engage with the other people both in the room and the folks who are going to be presenting on the stage, in workshops, in panels, is going to be different. So please try and wear that type of a hat over the next couple of days. Before I go any further, I do want to introduce the rest of the MESH organizing team, and I should also say that we aren't an organizing committee. We're the 5 guys who have to be sitting there that night having beer. So it's a bit of a different situation than some organization that sort of drew a committee together and da-da-da. We just happened to be the guys that decided to do it, and so we did it. I want to introduce everybody to you, starting over here with Matthew Ingram. Matthew, you want to put your hand up? So Matthew is a technology reporter and columnist with the Globe and Mail and GlobeandMail.com. Mark Evans, senior technology reporter with the National Post and Evans.blogware.com. And Michael McDermott, a 24-year-old entrepreneur, and as of today, Michael's company is being known as FreshBooks. And so he's actually taken the opportunity to announce the fact that his company is rebranding under the FreshBooks name at MESH, and it's been a heck of a lot of work for him. We'd like to congratulate him on that big, big move, so congrats. Rob Hyman was standing on the side here as well. Rob's a lawyer who specializes in technology businesses and has been working with a lot of startup ventures in the Toronto area of late, and he's been an absolute huge support getting this stuff done. As I mentioned before, I'm Stuart McDonald. I'm the guy who started Expedia.ca back in the day. I guess I'm sort of a veteran online business marketing guy. And so if any of you have sent an email to tickets@meshconference.com, that would have arrived here. I've also been the call center on this one, and it's been a thrill to be able to meet a lot of people virtually. Want to talk a bit about the sponsor team. So you have to imagine that there's these 5 guys who, over a couple of beers, and I think it was a Tuesday night or whenever, decided that they were going to throw this conference together. Let's see, never done it before. Don't know that there's a real need, think there might be. And oh, by the way, really don't have a lot of money to get this done. We went out and approached sponsors to basically see whether they would support this event. And the level of enthusiasm was unbelievable. I think that, I was just talking about this with Mark earlier, I think that we started with, we got together on the Tuesday night, and then on the Wednesday, I mentioned it over lunch, because I happened to be at a lunch with some people from Edelman, mentioned it to them, and they're like, yeah, we're in. I think by the following Monday, we had 5 or 6 founding sponsors on board, and by the end of the following week, we had 11 founding sponsors. So just unbelievable. People were like, yep, it's a great idea, we want to be a part of it, we're in. And it's completely humbling to us, the level of support that we've gotten. And it isn't just financial support, but it's been people that have been willing to really work with us on this. Happy to get on a conference call with you at 8 o'clock on a Monday night. And we really couldn't have done it without that support. And I want to take a second to acknowledge them and say, and publicly thank them. The folks from eBay Canada. I should also mention that there are people from all of our sponsors who are attending today, and so I'd encourage you to also thank them for sponsoring the event and making it possible. The folks from eBay Canada, IBM Canada, Microsoft Canada, Yahoo.ca, Cisco, Bell, TELUS, the Bag Group, GWP Brand Engineering, Rogers, Edelman, and Mars. So thank you all very, very much. One other thing that I really want to say off the top from a thank you perspective is the people from MCC Planners. Those are the actual folks who have been doing the nuts and bolts producing the 2 days of this event. I put in a blog post a while ago that maybe some of you read, basically said that imagine 5 guys who really are all about providing direction, trying to coordinate Brangelina's wedding. That's basically what we were looking at. The folks from MCC have been tremendous. They've come in and they've really sort of got the ducks in a row, and we were incredibly pleased with the work they've done, and we'd like to thank them very much for everything. A quick shout out to my old crew at Expedia Canada who are sponsoring the bus this evening. I just think that's funny. I love the great big yellow bus. So they'll be driving us back and forth down to the Drake later on. Also, through the course of the next couple of days, you're going to notice we're going to be screening 4 short videos to sort of set the stage and set the scene for the 4 streams that we're going to be talking about. These small videos were pulled together by an organization called StoryStream. They touch on a bunch of things. They focus very strongly on social media, and we'd like to thank them very much for developing these and providing them to us. They're just fantastic. So thank you.